Baseball in the hole? What the fuck? So that's right, Dorohedoro episode 7 features some baseball. But before we get to that moment, we start with Ebisu and Fujita. They're in a graveyard. Ebisu is very jubilant by the fact that she's in a graveyard for reasons I'm not sure of, but it's funny nonetheless. And Fujita is reminiscing and mourning the death of his friend Matsumura. Now Matsumura, if you remember, was from episode 1. He was the first guy that was killed by Cayman in Dorohedoro. So he's very sad about his friend being gone. They then go back to En's residence. En is having a portrait of himself. Pretty hilarious stuff here, I'm not gonna lie. And they mention the fact that they found a flask of Ebisu's smoke from the shop that Nikaido went to. So they're gonna analyze it and see what kind of magic that she has. Now in the meantime, Fujita's gonna go back to the hole. He wants to get vengeance on Cayman because he killed his friend Matsumura. And he's like, hey, Ebisu, just stay here. But Ebisu's not gonna wait around doing nothing. She's gonna go with Fujita. She's gonna go on a little adventure. So she jumps through the door at the last second. So they're both in the hole together, and right when they enter the hole, Fujita notices a poster for a baseball game. And he's like, hey, maybe I can find the lizard man, aka Cayman, at this baseball game. So he decides to join up with the hospital staff that is going up against the hospital that Cayman and Dr. Vox are with. So they join, and then we go back to Cayman and Nikaido at the Hungry Bug. They're eating some food, and a new character shows up. We don't know his name yet, but he's got a 13 on his shirt. And he decides to fill in for one of the missing players on the baseball team. Now let me keep you up to date on all the players on the baseball team. We got Cayman, Nikaido, 13, Dr. Vox, Dr. Kasakabe, a couple other dudes, and most importantly, playing center field is none other than the giant cockroach from episode 6, Johnson. That's right. Not only are we playing baseball in Dorohedoro, but a giant cockroach is playing baseball as well. So we get to the game. Now, Ebisu doesn't have a role on the team, besides the fact that she's the mascot. So she's gonna cheer him on, and she's in a little shark costume. So not only was this hilarious, but I thought it was adorable too. And then we start the baseball game, and Fujita is pitching, and the first guy up to the plate is his dead friend Matsumura. It turns out that Dr. Kasakabe took his corpse and reanimated him. So Fujita is absolutely appalled and pissed off by this fact. And, he throws the first pitch, and Matsumura hits a home run off of him. And as we find out during this game, Fujita is not a very good pitcher, as noted by the fact that everyone just seems to be lighting him up. Now we eventually get to a point where Ebisu goes up to Fujita and tells him to start using some of his smoke with his pitches. That way he can accelerate the speed of the ball, and he can almost sort of pretend that he's a better pitcher than he really is. So he uses this to strike out Dr. Vox, but then we got Johnson coming up to the plate, and Fujita gets so distracted by the giant cockroach that he throws 4 straight balls in a row, and Johnson's on first base. But he's not going to just sit around on first base waiting for the next batter to get a hit. He's going for it all here, so he decides to steal not only second, but third base as well. This cockroach has got some speed, y'all. And then Fujita decides to give Nikaido some sweet chin music. We see some shenanigans by Ebisu in the meantime too. She's getting chased by Johnson. And the very next pitch that Fujita throws at Nikaido smacks it right up the gut. And it's going so fast, and the old man is so unprepared in catching it that it goes straight through his glove, smacks him in the face, and knocks him out, and he's bleeding and everything. This is just a fantastic episode. Obviously, my words are not doing it justice, so you really gotta watch it for yourself. But trust me, this is just a nice deviation from the main storyline in Dorohedoro. So afterwards, Fujita decides that he's had enough. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna take my friend Matsumura. I'm gonna summon a magic user door, and I'm gonna have Kikuragi reanimate him so that he's back to his normal self again. So they do that. They go back. Now, while this baseball game is going on, En, Shin, and Noi are analyzing the smoke for Ebisu. Now, the assistant is walking up to them. He's got the smoke in his hand. However, he trips over some wires, and the smoke falls onto Noi. And this elicits a very unique transformation. She turns into a lizard, not unlike Cayman. However, she's not in her right mind, and she seems very uncontrolled at this moment. So she's attacking Shin, and she's telling him to run away. However, Shin is strong enough, he is able to take her out. And after taking her out, En decides to break the spell via another magic user. So he has a magical partner, if you will, in his residence that can break magic spells. And I gotta say, it's a very flamboyant magic user to say the least. He's got a bird mask on, he's got no shirt, and he's got a tattoo heart of En on the side of his arm. So he's shaping into be a very comedic, hilarious character, and he does in fact break the spell on Noi. Now, afterwards, Matsumura is going nuts because he's no longer being controlled by Dr. Kasakabe, and he starts to attack Fujita and Ebisu, and when he grabs Ebisu, Ebisu just loses it, goes into a transformation, turns into some sort of velociraptor dinosaur creature, crushes Matsumura, and that's about the end of the episode. So gotta say, right from the get-go, this was absolutely fantastic. A lot of hilarious moments. There were several times I was clutching my sides. This was just an unpredictable, off-the-wall episode that I've been waiting to see animated ever since I read in the manga, and it did not disappoint. So really great stuff. There was some really nice scenery once again, especially when they were entering the baseball field and they had the sticks with the dead carcasses in the outfield. A lot of great scenery once again. So really nice episode, guys. I got no complaints on this one. And yeah, we're gonna leave it there for now, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.